We finally broke all the triangles, all the formations that we looked at for like recent week or something, and we broke it upwards, so everybody are happy. Of course, you can look at the other exchanges, not Coinbase, which I'm looking at right now. For example, Bitfinex, and it looks a bit different, but still on all of them, in my personal opinion, I would say that it doesn't look like a false breakout. I think it's a real breakout because it's quite strong and it holds nice so far. A little bit of a correction here, but you know, if we'll continue to trade within this area, it will more look like not a correction, but even like a consolidation before the next leg upwards. Because even if you will look at this previous, like more or less steady price action, and then this rise, actually it is too strong, actually too fast, because it looks like a Bart Simpson patterning. But in any case, with this rise and this consolidation, like within a few hours, maybe a day, you may expect the new rise in a way of forming a bull flag. And then if we'll go there, then the new next target will be somewhere around next resistance level of 4,370, which is on Coinbase. And actually you can see that the price bounced off almost exactly from the previous resistance level, which we pointed out maybe more than a month ago, based on the previous price action. So it smells like a bit of the bots trading involved in this price action, but still it works pretty fine, pretty nicely. So we'll see whether this bull flag will be evolving, or whether we'll trade like sideways or make a correction, but looks promising so far. Interesting to mention the thing with Tether. So you can see that this green candle is this one on Tether. So when we had the rise on Bitcoin, we had this green candle on Tether as well, and Tether is like 1.01 $1.01, $1.01. And after that, although we had a correction with Bitcoin price, with Tether we actually have a rise in price even higher. And there are two ways of explaining that. First is that maybe people just forming into this rise in price in Bitcoin, and they're buying Tether in order to be able to jump into the price of into the Bitcoin trade, long trade eventually. That's why the price on this is a Kraken exchange also rises. But another way is that the people who try to not manipulate, but at least push the price of Bitcoin higher with by means of Tether, they had at the point of the local maximum around here, they had some of the volume, sell volume pressure pushing the price down, and they tried to stabilize, to hold the price of Bitcoin by buying more and more Tether, and buying Bitcoins with Tether, with those new Tethers. Very likely, not clear which one is correct, but I would be more happy with the second one, because it is although it is manipulative, right, but it's manipulative to the upside, so it's good for the long-term price of Bitcoin. Maybe it's not that good in very long term, but at least we want to move to the bullish area. So in any case, this situation with Tether, which we talked about for a long time from now on ago, when Tether is trading above $1 mark, and as soon as it continues to do that, I would be like more bullish in the midterm on Bitcoin, because of the previous historical price action with Tether as well. So far not so bad. Also, looking at the total capitalization of altcoins, I must say that I would expect it a bit higher growth than it was, and actually I corrected a bit this wedge right here. It's still it didn't touch it actually, so I made it a little lower, this resistance. But anyway, it didn't go that far comparing to the Bitcoin price, and it may mean, it's not necessarily that, but it may mean that we are sort of returning to the previous narrative when we had like in 2017 and beginning of 2018, when like sentiment was still pretty much bullish at some point, and we were in much higher prices. So the thing is, at that time we had Bitcoin rise. When Bitcoin was rising, the altcoins were dropping, and if Bitcoin was dropping, then altcoins also were dropping much faster actually. And altcoins usually grew only when Bitcoin was sort of flat, more or less flat region. So if we are returning to the same condition, the same trend, then it is pretty much positive, because it is again the signature of the bull market, in my personal opinion. So we'll see how the altcoins will behave, if they will actually rise higher while Bitcoin is continue to be flat at for some certain period of time. Then it's really nice signal, in my opinion. We'll see, but at the moment it's actually, well, now we're looking at the, like, say, altcoin versus Bitcoin, not dollar, but you see that to dollar is basically flat, to Bitcoin it is dropping, and the same with XRP. Cardano is a bit stronger, but still hovering around here, and mostly altcoins are not. Well, Neo is exception, my beautiful Neo, but mostly they are not as strong as the Bitcoin. They are lower, well, at least they are not growing as fast as Bitcoin. And actually this is what we were talked yesterday, then when the triangle was pretty much, well, at least this triangle was pretty much bullish, and we could break it upwards, but at the same time this wouldn't be that bullish, and we can even break it downwards if the movement of Bitcoin will be that strong, and the altcoins will be actually maybe even falling from the previous levels, because of the capital will go from altcoins to Bitcoin. It's not that like, not to that extent right now, but still the trend is like to this side. Okay, so that is it for today, guys. Hopefully it was useful, and you would be a little bit more confident right now with the situation with crypto. At least we didn't drop right now. There is still a chance that we'll drop even from $5,000 or even from $6,000 to a new low, but the higher we are going, the less probable I would say it is, and the less probable it would be for the long term. Like, we can make a very short squeeze down to the downside, very like 1 hour candle to the one very low level, but it will very soon bought out again. So that is it for today. Thank you for watching and being with me. Hope to see you tomorrow. New update. Goodbye, guys. Safe trading.